Hello, everybody, and hello, everybody in the 5 states that are watching via Zoom. We appreciate you guys. I see you there, Brenda. You can hear me okay? I think, is that Brenda? I can't even see the names now. All right, well, it's a pleasure to be out here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've come out here a couple of times, and I really enjoy coming out here. I'm going to jump right into it because I know we are just a little behind schedule. And like Ryan said, you know, challenges make us grow and become more. And like Jim Rohn has said, it's not who you are that's important or what you have that's important. It's who you become, because who you become will determine what you get. And that's why our company is heavily founded or heavily practices heavily in personal development. And I'll talk more about that later throughout the training. So, you know, my name is Chip Humphrey again, and I'm from New Jersey. I was born and raised in New Jersey. I've been living in Florida for the last 30 years. And right now I'm just kind of hopping around to wherever I want to go, quite frankly, depending on what I want to do. I love the sand, I love the sea, I love the snow, and I will be going snowboarding the next 3 days and some skiing. So, but this is really an opportunity presentation for you. What's in this for you? And I will tell you, when I first looked at this presentation, I was a teacher in a Florida high school. I was coaching 2 sports. I was married with 2 children, and I was working on my master's degree full time. So I was very busy. And many of you, how many of you can relate to being very busy? Okay, just raise your hand. Don't mind. You can put your things on there, the reactions. I won't be able to see them unless I put my glasses on. But most people are busy, okay? And when I looked at this as a business opportunity, you know, I was a high school teacher making an okay salary, about $30-something thousand, the low 30s thousand dollars a year, but I was hungry. I was looking for more. Primarily, I was looking for more cash flow on a monthly basis, but more importantly, I was looking for a way to supplement my future retirement income, because I knew it wasn't going to be enough to live my kind of lifestyle. Retire on a teacher's salary in Florida wasn't going to do it. So I got started part-time and overtime. And this is important, not overnight, but over time. My team and business grew to the point where Legal Shield has paid me over $1.7 million. This is on a part-time basis, because I've only worked 5 to 15 hours a week throughout my tenure with Legal Shield. As a matter of fact, oh, they're asking me, I'm not admitting people, somebody else is doing that, right? Somebody's, oh, I guess, okay. I guess they got admitted. There we go. Oh, I got it. Well, that's for the PowerPoint, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. There's somebody's admitting people, right? Okay. So when I first looked at this, I was, you know, I was looking for a way to supplement my future retirement income. And that's why I got started part-time, 5 to 15 hours a week. And my team and business has grown to the point where Legal Shield has paid me very well, over $100,000 a year now. As a matter of fact, in 2016 which is when I finally retired from my 17 years as an assistant principal at a large high school in Florida. I made $75,000 that year as an assistant principal, but that same year, my 1099 with Legal Shield was over $200,000. So that showed me that I needed to retire, give the job to somebody that really needed it, and focus on my future and other people's additional streams of income. So again, this is a presentation that's set up for you guys. And let's see. How do I advance the slides?
Just that arrow there. No?
Which one?
Right there. Well, if it worked, it would be fine.
So anyway, we're going to talk about disruptive innovation these days and things that are happening out in the marketplace, okay? And we're going to talk about income, the different types of income that we can generate. So what am I going to do to advance?
I think right here.
Okay. So as you know, the world has changed forever, and the pandemic is a good example of that. You know,
Just space bar. Just
Okay.
that. Just
Okay.
that.
Who thought years ago that we would be all running around with masks and all these different rules and regulations and mandates and all kinds of things are going on. And that's just with the pandemic, okay? So the world has changed forever, and you know, what's important is how you adapt to change, okay? If you haven't read the book, Who Moved My Cheese, I recommend you read that book, but it basically says to anticipate change, to be prepared for change. So when it comes to income, when I was working as an assistant principal and a teacher, I had one type of income. It was linear. You know, I had to go to work. Now I was on a salary, which I thought was a good deal, but it's not a good deal in my opinion. Because if you work hourly, you get paid for every hour you work. You don't work, you don't get paid. That's linear income. Same thing with the salary. But the difference with the salary is the time changes. The money doesn't change, but the time changes. So you're on a salary, say 50,000 a year, and all of a sudden instead of 40 hours a week, now they want you to work 50 or 60 hours a week, but the money doesn't go up. Okay, that's still linear income. The second form of income, and again, you're just trading your time for money there. And that's a good way to pay the bills, but it's not a good way to generate wealth. Leveraged income is when you end up working with a team and you can generate income for yourself based off of the efforts of others, like a real estate broker, an insurance broker. They generate income from the sales of the agents on their team. And that's something that we have with Legal Shield, as you will see. And then there's residual income, which is where you do something once, but you get paid over and over and over again, like Elvis is still making money, or Michael Jackson, or those types of individuals, artists, performers, and entertainers. So the 5 areas that you evaluate when you're looking at a company to get involved with, and this is according to the Harvard Business School of Law, there's 5 areas. Then the first is the company itself. And you want to make sure it's a good company, it's a solid company, it's not going to be here today and gone tomorrow. You know, most startups don't last 3 years. So you want to make sure it's a company that's going to be around. And I'm happy to say that you'll see this, but Legal Shield's been around for 50 years. You want to make sure there's a need in the marketplace for the product or service that you're bringing to the marketplace, because otherwise there's no point in going into business, right? And you'll see that we have a strong need for what we have. Most people need to have our membership. They just don't know about it. You want to make sure the product fills that need. So you want to make sure the service that we're bringing to the marketplace that you're going to offer is something that people really need. You want to make sure you're going to get paid for what the time that you put into it. So is this worth your effort? And I have a training, and I'm going to end up with a very good, in my opinion, a graphic illustration of why this is a great time to pour your energy into what you're doing. And it's certainly worth, from the compensation point of view, I will tell you that right now. You know, when I made the most I've ever made on a salary or at a job was $75,000 a year. And I've been making over $100,000 a year with Legal Shield part-time. So that enough is a clue right there. Okay, and I'm not the only one. There are many people. I have followed the footsteps of many others. And then you want to look at the timing. You know, if you were going to go out and market cell phones now, everybody's got a cell phone. Okay, that's not new technology anymore. Okay, but there are new technologies that are coming out with all this blockchain, NFTs, all kinds of things. So if you can get in front of something before it reaches critical mass or market penetration, then there's an opportunity for each and every one of us. And you'll see, and I'll just tell you, when I got started with Legal Shield 23 years ago, so I've been here for 23 years, almost half of the life of the company. And the market penetration back then was only 0.2%. Now we're roughly about just below 3%. So we are growing, but we haven't hit critical mass yet. So just to speak a little bit about the company, we were established in 1972. So this is our 50th anniversary this year. We will be celebrating at our international convention in Oklahoma City, and I hope you're there in April, our 50th anniversary. And it's a gold rush, basically. Oklahoma was all about the gold back in the day, getting the land, and we're all about, you know, really providing an opportunity for each and every one of you. We're currently protecting 4.4 million lives in the United States and Canada. So you're not a guinea pig. If you're a guest in the room tonight, and we appreciate you guys coming out to take a look at it, or this afternoon to take a look at this, but you're not a guinea pig. 4.4 million people are already voluntarily subscribing to our services in the United States and in Canada. This is a North American opportunity. Our vision is to provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves and expects. Okay, and what I love about our company, I'm gonna say great things, but other people say great things about us as well, like Forbes, Yahoo Finance, CNBC, Bloomberg, the Better Business Bureau. They all say great things about our company. So when it comes to disruptive innovation, we've seen it all over. Most of us used to go to the malls. We're in a mall right now, in a business meeting room beside a mall. Okay, the malls aren't very full anymore. Okay, and here's a quick sidebar to this, because I'm not the most proficient online shopper, although I have changed my mind recently. I wanted to buy a punching bag, a double-ended punching bag, so I could work out, because I'm living in New Jersey in the winter, and you don't go outside unless you're skiing. And I went to the mall, I went to several sporting goods shops, could not find it. Okay, time, gas, energy. I finally went on Amazon, found it, paid for it. I mean, I'm a Prime customer, so it didn't cost me for shipping, I don't think. And it was there the next day at my door. So it just shows you, you can spend time going around looking for things, or you can look online, find it, and have it delivered right to your house. It's amazing. I know most of the ladies already know this. Spotify, another example. We used to go to the mall and buy, back in the day, albums, then CDs. Now everything's digital. There's music without moving parts. I don't even understand how that happens. Okay. And then when it comes to the legal services, what we're doing is giving people affordable access via the app that they have on their phone. We have 2 apps on the phone, and that's the way everybody has access to everything nowadays. People shop through an app. They date through an app. They bank through an app. Basically, you can do anything you want through the smart devices that you have. And we've adapted to that. So the need for PPLSI, Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated, uncertain times require preparation. So just think about this. Have you ever thought about writing or revising your will? All of us should have an updated will. I just updated my will right before I came out here. Because I got divorced about a year ago. My son had his first child, so I want to include her in my will. And I just got the will just before I got, the day before I left to come here. And I said, you know what? I want to go execute this because that's the responsible thing to do. So I make sure my children are taken care of. So we all should have an updated will. Most people don't have an updated will. That's one of the first questions I ask people. When was the last time you updated your will? And they're going to tell you, I don't have a will. I don't ask them if they have one, but they will tell you that. And these are all situations where you would benefit by having our membership. You ever been notified that your personal information has been compromised, or you've been treated unfairly, been a victim of identity theft, been concerned while using public Wi-Fi? Okay, we're using public Wi-Fi right here. Okay, so there are serious concerns when it comes to those types of things. Had questions regarding your credit score. I'm a member, obviously, of the ID Shield, and I just got a notice today that my credit score went up about 70 points, which I'm very happy about. Okay, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have ID Shield. So there's a lot of situations that our membership will benefit our members. So Legal Shield, the mobile app is what you want to get downloaded on your phone so that you have access to our services, and it's either through the App Store or Google Play. And this is what you get when you become a member of Legal Shield. Now, you're not going to have access to a lawyer. You're going to have access to a law firm with experts in every area of law and representation throughout North America. And that's powerful. The first area we cover is preventative. So we want to prevent things from happening. So if you ever have a legal situation, a personal legal situation, I'm talking about the family plan now. This is what protects the families. We also have small business plans that protect businesses as well. But this is a presentation for the family plan, and you get unlimited advice for an unlimited number of personal issues. Unlimited is a big word. That means you can have 1 issue a month, 2 issues a month. It does not matter. You can call and you can get legal advice on that issue without receiving a bill. That's powerful because, quite frankly, when people, the thing that people think about when they want to talk to an attorney is how much is this going to cost? They're thinking about the bill, not about their rights. And that prevents people from contacting an attorney so that they can make better decisions. We've eliminated that problem. Okay, for about $1 a day, you can have access to these services and get your questions answered. And if the attorneys think, a letter or phone call will benefit you, they will write a letter or make a phone call on your behalf. Now, I've had several letters written on my behalf. My son, when he was in college, rode a bus from Melbourne to Tampa. It was a 3-hour bus ride. The third-party ticket vendor sold 6 too many tickets, and he was told he had to sit on the floor for the first hour and a half till he got to Orlando. I said, that's not right. He had to go back. He had swim practice, and he sat on the floor. I told him to videotape it in case we needed it as evidence in court, which we didn't. Because when I called customer service to complain, the guy said there was nothing he could do. And I said, well, I'm going to call my attorney. He said, he laughed at me. He laughed at me. I said, okay. I hung up politely, called my law firm, explained the situation. They wrote a 1-page letter on my behalf. 30 days to the day later, I got a letter from Greyhound stating this really wasn't their problem because they didn't sell the ticket. But now, as the gesture of customer service, enclosed was a check for the full price of the ticket, $68.33. Yeah, that's powerful. Now, I know you guys out there in all the different states that are watching, that's not a lot of money, $68.33, but it was my $68. And I didn't pay for him to sit on the floor, and I got all of that back. I can give you a number of examples, but we're going to keep moving. And that's one of the best ways for us to go out and market our membership, is to share the stories of how we have used the membership. Okay, they're going to also review contracts and documents up to 15 pages in length. This is at no additional cost. Now, I know most of us, when we read a document or a contract, we act like we know what's going on. And most of us really don't fully understand all the legal ramifications. Or maybe you're online and you check one of those buttons that says you've read the terms and conditions, which you know you don't read. None of us read that stuff, okay? But you're agreeing to those terms and conditions. So there's all types of situations where, from a preventative standpoint, our membership helps people make better decisions, protecting their rights, their assets, and their family. Then when it comes to life events, we're going to do, and one of the first things we encourage members to do is update their will immediately. Okay, and most people don't have a will. Up to 70% of Americans don't have an updated will. Okay, so we encourage members to go ahead and get your will executed, your living will, your healthcare power of attorney, and your durable power of attorney at no extra cost. They'll do that for the member and the spouse, and they will update it every year at no additional cost. Really, there's no reason why our members should not be, have a fully executed will in place. All right. Traffic ticket assistance with moving traffic violations. I've tested this out. It works very well. I tested it out in Florida. This is years ago. But if a member of Legal Shield gets a moving traffic violation, they can tap the app, submit a request, and have this looked at by an attorney. And if it's a defensible ticket, an attorney will go to court to represent you in any state in America at no additional cost. Now, I had to use that one time. I had to use it one time with a speeding ticket. My attorneys went to court for me. They asked the judge to have the other law enforcement officer show the calibration of his radar gun. He had not done it according to the code, so my case was dismissed. I was speeding, but he hadn't done what he was supposed to do. Okay, so there's two sides to the law. We have to follow the law and they have to follow the law. So I didn't know that, but my attorneys did, and that did not cost me anything extra. So we recommend, if you drive like a teenager as an adult, or if you have teenagers in the family, you need this plan. Or if you know families that have teenagers, they need this plan, okay? Civil trial defense for covered situations. This covers the member and the spouse. So if the member or the spouse ever get named in a covered civil lawsuit, they've got a schedule of hours. Some of them are pre-trial. Most of them are actually in-court attorney hours to protect us and defend our rights. And that's powerful. Tax audit assistance. This is everything that you get that's included in the membership for roughly $1 a day. 50 hours of a tax attorney if you have a personal audit. This is for personal audits, okay? I know I wouldn't want to go into the IRS, and I've had IRS situations already. I'm good with them now, okay, but I was behind for a little bit. Okay, I'm completely up to date now, and I recommend everybody stay up to date so you don't pay fines and penalties. I figured I was one of their best customers. I can joke about it now, but that's not the responsible thing to do. Take care of that stuff, pay it on time so you don't get audited. And then we also have 24/7 emergency access. This is very powerful. Nobody has this in America or North America, where from your phone, you can tap the app and get an attorney on the phone within minutes in any state that you are in the United States for a legal emergency, like you're being detained, questioned, or arrested by law enforcement or security personnel, okay? Or if you're being served with a warrant, they're trying to remove children from your home. You can get an attorney on the phone immediately. And, there's some crazy things that go on in the world today. We don't have to sell you on that. All you have to do is turn on the news for 5 minutes and see what's going on. So it just makes common sense, quite frankly, to have our services as a protection. So that's all covered under the membership, like I said, for about $1 a day. However, some things fall outside the prepaid portion part. For instance, if you get a felony arrest, a DUI, you have a contested divorce or contested adoption, we don't cover that for the price of the membership, but we do cover it at a 25% discount. So our members never pay 100% for an attorney. You'll get up to a 25% discount, or at least a 25% discount on the standard rate. So I know years ago, a friend of mine had a DUI. It was $4,000. If he had Legal Shield, it would have been a 25% discount, only $3,000. That's $1,000 savings. Okay, 25% is a huge discount. And we have some of the best attorneys in North America. Okay, and that's why our system works so well, because a third of every membership dollar goes to the attorneys. So PPLSI, Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated, is we have so much money. We buy the best law firms. We hire on returning the best law firms and the best attorneys in that state or province in Canada. Okay. Now the family domestic services. So everything I talked about is covered immediately. There's a 90-day waiting period for this part, but our attorneys will cover and handle at no additional cost any uncontested name change, separation, adoption, and divorce for all of our members. So again, you know, if you have a situation like that and everybody agrees to the terms, you don't have this. This is not necessarily. This is not going to cost you an arm and a leg anymore. Our attorneys will handle that at no additional cost. So for our Legal Shield plan, what I love most is the member's covered, the member's spouse or domestic partner is covered. They could be same sex, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be married as long as they're domestic partners. Then never married children under 26 living at home that are covered, or if they're full-time students, they're covered. Dependent children under 18 are covered if you're the legal guardian of them. And then physically and mentally challenged children are covered for the life of the membership. So that's the legal plan. Life events legal plan, that's wrapping a legal blanket of protection around you and your family. The second service we bring to the marketplace is ID Shield, okay? Identity theft is crazy. First of all, I'm 60, I'll be 68 in about 2 weeks. So I love saying this. When I was young, this was me. I was the remote control. That's for the PowerPoint. This is for the TV. Where's the TV? This is the TV remote control. I was the remote control. My father would say, get up and turn the TV. Turn the channel. And I'd get up and turn the channel. Now, everything is on our cell phone. Okay, it's amazing. So when it comes to identity theft, there's so much information out there. We, as an individual, don't have time or I don't even want to try to keep track of all that. But what we do, we're going to monitor all of your non-public information. Okay, starting with your credit score. We have 1 bureau and 3 bureau credit monitoring in the United States. In Canada, it's just 1 bureau. We also will monitor your social security number or your SIN number if you're in Canada, your passport number, your driver's license number, your email addresses, your phone number, your date of birth, medical insurance information. All of that stuff is going to be monitored and kept associated with you. Username, passwords. They're going to monitor the dark web to make sure your name's not being circulated out there or people aren't acting nefariously under your name. Monitor your social media accounts. All that will be done, okay? And then what we do is privacy and social media reputation, because we all have LinkedIn accounts, Facebook accounts, Instagram. You know, there's TikTok. There's so many things out there nowadays. You want to make sure your reputation is being upheld. People aren't putting things out there that are not true about you. So we manage that as well. And what we do that nobody else does, this is what separates us from the other companies that may monitor your information. If you become a victim, if a member of Legal Shield becomes a victim of identity theft, a licensed private investigator will be assigned to your case to go in and do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity back to pre-theft status. And that carries a $1 million protection policy in the United States, okay? So that's powerful. That's very, very powerful. And, you know, on top of that, because this is such a digital world, we also have protection against malware through Trend Micro Maximum Security. You know, there's stuff out there that we don't understand. People try to do things, take advantage of us through our devices and the online experiences that we enjoy. So it makes sense to have some type of a protection. But on top of that, and I love this, to protect us against all the malicious websites and online fraud and internet scams, we also have a virtual private network, or VPN Proxy 1, that protects your devices when you're out in public. So if I'm out at the mall and I get online, there is a bubble put around my VPN network, put around my device that protects people from getting in and taking advantage of me. And then on top of that, we also have a password management manager. You know, if you have children and you're trying to my daughter has 4 children. They all have their own accounts, their own devices, and she's on top of it. She's on top of it, but that's a lot to keep track of. Whose password, who's on, you know, which period of time. You know, there's just too much going on. With my own personal passwords, you too, you must have, I probably have 10 different passwords that I don't remember. Thank goodness the computer remembers. And if I lose my computer, I'm done. Or my phone, I'm done. I can't, you know. But we have a password manager that takes care of that. You remember one password and you have access to all of them. Okay. And then on top of that, and this is one thing I love too, if you're thinking about buying a car or a house, we have credit counseling and credit education that can help you make the best decision. And we also will advise you with privacy management. So the individual plan for identity theft is $19.95 per month. And that's one of the things I love. We protect the individual, but if you have a family, we will also protect the family for $34.95 a month. And that's the plan, the best plan that we offer. That's with the three bureau credit monitoring. Okay. And I mentioned we have credit education and counseling to make sure that you make good decisions when it comes to purchasing, you know, cars, homes, or anything major like that. So with the ID Shield plan, who's covered? The individual is covered by the individual plan, but the family plan covers the member, the spouse, or domestic partner, up to 10 dependent children under the age of 18. That's a lot of people covered for one flat fee. And it also provides consultation and restoration services for dependent children between 18 and 26. Okay, so very, very powerful. So the combination plan, if you're an individual, that gives you the peace of mind and protection, is $49.90 a month. That's $29.95 a month for the legal plan, which you can get by itself. That's about $1. That's less than $1 a day. And then plus the $19.95 individual plan is $49.90. If you have a family, it's $64.90, $29.95 for the legal shield, $34.95 for the 3 bureau ID Shield family plan. Okay, and then we also have business plans that you can add on if you have a home business or if you have a small business. We advise you to protect your business as well. Now, these prices are very affordable. You know, $64 a month, that's $2 a day. Okay, you know, that's less than buying a Snickers bar a day, a big Snickers bar a day. Seriously, you know, I mean, a bottle of beer, you know, you're going to spend more than $2 if you're out buying a bottle of beer a day. Okay, so I'm just trying to put things in perspective. I don't know how much cigarettes cost, but our membership is cheaper than cigarettes as well. Okay, so, but we do realize that there's still a bill at the end of the month. And what we've done to offset that is we have a program called Member Perks. And this is where we have a contractual agreement with about 400 to 450 national and local retail outlets that you already shop at, you already do business at. And if you go through Member Perks, you're going to save some money. You're going to save significant money. This is something that all of us need to use more and talk about. And I'm going to give you an example. I just was in Florida last week. I came back from Florida on Tuesday. We had a team event on the beach down there. And I had to rent a car for 5 days. It was going to be $105 a day. Okay. Nothing I can do about it. You know, the cars are in shortage. I needed a car, $105 a day. I said, okay. I said, but wait a minute, I'm a member Perks with Legal Shield with Enterprise. Can you look me up? Because I didn't even remember. I think I should be getting a discount. The guy looks me up. He says, oh yeah, you're a member with Legal Shield. He says, so instead of $525 for the 5 days, it was $200 and something for the 5 days. I saved over $300 for a 5-day car rental. I don't know how long that pays for my membership, but it pays for it for a long time. Okay, and I can give you a lot of examples. I'm not going to be because of time give you too many examples, but there are a lot of ways that we can save money, and you should talk to this about to your members so that they save money, and that offsets the cost of my membership every month. So what I want to do is shift and talk about the business opportunity. We have 2 services that everybody needs and can afford. The problem is they don't know about it. They just don't know about it. So our job is to go out and help people understand what this opportunity is and how they can protect themselves, their rights, their family, and their assets by having our services. So when we go out and enroll members, Legal Shield pays us. So when we go out and educate people, and I don't look at this as sales, folks. I look at this as education. We go out and educate people on how our services work. And part of our system to do that is we have Zooms throughout every state, every organization. There are Zoom presentations, and PPLSI does presentations for us. We do presentations virtually online, which you can invite people to look at no matter where they are, because this is a work from anywhere revolution. We don't have to be home. We don't have to be anywhere. We can be wherever we want to be and work our business. And when they educate themselves, when we help them when we help educate people on our services, when they realize that they would benefit from having them, and when they sign up, we get paid anywhere from $70 to $448 per membership. That's powerful. And that's based on the $64 combination plan, okay? You turning $64, or the member turns in $64, and Legal Shield will pay, or Legal Shield will pay you right away between $70. If you're brand new, you're gonna get $70, all the way up to $448. That represents a 1-year advance commission. Now, I've never got paid advance commissions before. I love it. I love it with Legal Shield because we get paid a 1-year advance commission. So that's linear income now. That's the first type of income that we talked about before. You do the work, you get paid. The leveraged income comes in when you recruit people, when you bring people on your team as agents, as distributors, as associates, as we call them. And when they go out and protect families and educate families and they earn a commission, you earn an override commission, which does not come from that associate. That comes from Legal Shield, PPLSI. So I've been able to build a big team because I bought into that philosophy. And my team goes out to protect families, to make money for themselves, but money also goes into my bank account in the form of overrides. That's how I've earned over $100,000 a year. That's how many people have earned significant incomes from the leveraged income. You know, it's great when you can go out and do something to make money, when you can go out and, so my income is no longer dependent on just what I do. It's dependent on what I do and what my team does. And I look at it like this leveraged income part. I looked at it right from the beginning like toll booths. Every associate is like a toll booth all over America. And when a car goes through the toll booth, they pay the toll, right? Now, in the old days, you had to pay cash. Now, they got these things that they just zip through it so quick now, it's unbelievable, right? But they still pay. So let's say the toll takers, somebody's paying the toll taker to be there, so the toll taker makes some money. But with Legal Shield, that's the associate that makes the sale. If that associate or if that toll booth is in your organization, some of that money that car went through and paid comes back to you, okay? And that's just a brilliant thing. So what you want, in my opinion, is to recruit and build a team of associates all around the country, toll booths all around the country, distribution points, if you will, all around the country that are educating families on our services, helping them to protect them, which generates income for that family and overrides for you. So that's the second form of income, leveraged income. And then the third form is residual income. And this is where you do something once, but you get paid over and over and over and over again. I've been an associate with Legal Shield for 23 years. Some of my members have been on the books for 23 years. I'm still getting paid for those memberships. Okay, so when the residual income works, you're going to get paid 10%, a 10% commission. You get paid 10% of the commissions again on month 13. So you're going to get a 1-year advance commission. Then on the 13th month, you get 10% of that commission on that month. And then every month, and then you're going to get paid every month for up to 20 years. So these residuals run for 20 years. So you sell a membership today, you get paid for the next 20 years. That's called a good plan. That's called a retirement account is what it's called, quite frankly. Okay. And then we also have fast start training. We have bonuses that this is really the way you bump your income up, is by participating in some of the bonuses. Okay. And I'm not going to, I don't want to, there's so many bonuses, you can get confused. But the main bonus is $1,000 that you can earn in the first 45 days by just doing a few simple things, advancing from associate to senior associate, and then to manager within your first 45 days. With our help, the company gives you an incentive of $1,000 to do that. So let's look at an example of the compensation. If you protect 4 families with the $64.90 combination plan that I talked about, you'll earn between $300 a month and $2,292 a month. 4 families a month. That's 1 a week. So you make $300 to $2,200 that month. Okay, that's not a bad part-time income. And when I first got started, I was just looking to make $500 to $1,000 a week. That's all I was looking for. I'm sorry to say, or sad to say, I wasn't thinking big. They hadn't, the picture had not painted where I really believed that I could earn significant income. I did believe I could earn, small amounts of income. And over time, my belief grew. Okay, so when I first got started, this is very interesting. I wouldn't even have been able to say this in the beginning. I was looking to make $500 to $1,000 a month. Now my goal is to make $1 million a year, which is 86,000. No, 80. It's either 86 or 83. I forget now. It's $83,000 a month. And the cool thing is there are people that are in our company that are already doing that. So really all we're doing is following the leaders that have blazed the trail. And if you teach 25 teammates to protect 4 families a month, you'll make $100,000 plus a year. So again, this is an opportunity for you to build something for yourself by protecting at least 4 families a month. But then if you teach 25 people to do the same thing in your organization, you're making over $120,000 a year because of the way our compensation plan works. And that's just a beautiful thing. As a teacher, I had no leverage income and I had no residual income. As an assistant principal, same thing. If I didn't go to work, if I stopped working, I stopped getting paid. Okay. But this is something that I did for the 23 years while I was teaching. I was able to do this. And quite frankly, I would be at the high school right now. I wouldn't be in Salt Lake if I hadn't done Legal Shield. I'd be in Florida as an assistant principal, but I'm not. So based on our $64 plan, this is what the compensation plan looks like. Okay. As an associate, you make $70 when you protect a new family. And that's the entry level of the associate position. Okay, so the family turns in $64 by getting our membership, you get paid $70. That goes all the way up to $370, as you can see. Now, our goal is to help you to get to senior associate as quickly as possible within the first 20 days, quite frankly. Okay, there's a couple of little things that you can do, but there are bonuses involved. So if you go to, this is a little off here, it looks like. If you go to, that looks like, I'm confused here. That senior associate, is that a $300 bonus in 20 days for the senior associate?
Yeah.
Okay, $300 bonus by going to senior associate in the first 20 days. Okay, that's a bonus. That's not the commissions. You're gonna earn the commissions, but if you go to senior associate by recruiting 1 or 2 people and marketing, I believe it's $120 in premium, you will advance to senior associate within your first 20 days and get a $300 bonus. This comes back to that $1,000 bonus I talked about before that we want to help you get. And by going to manager within your first 45 days, okay, which is relatively simple. All you have to do is help 4 people get started and help those 4 people go to senior associate. Then you will get an additional $700 bonus. This is just getting started, folks. I don't know how many people have jobs where they give you bonuses right away. Or really, how many people have jobs where bonuses are even on the table at all, let alone brand new. Okay, most jobs are cutting back hours, cutting back your time, cutting back your pay. We are incentivizing people to go out and do the job, do the work, and some extra money. So there's serious income in the personal income column. The part I liked was the team overrides. If you build a team and you help your team, you're going to get paid. It's as simple as that. And those overrides are cumulative. So let's say you're an executive director and you go out and help protect, you recruit a brand new associate. That brand new associate goes out and markets their first membership. They make $70, but you're going to get the $20 senior associate override, the $30 manager override, the $40, $60, $75 overrides. That's $300 in cumulative overrides that you get for helping your new associate market their first plan. Now that money's coming from PPLSI, not from the new associate. The new associate made their 74. They turned in 64 and got 70. So if they turned in 64 as a new recruit on your team and they made 70 and you made 300, how much incentive do you have to help them? A lot, right? You're gonna go, you're gonna like, come on, I know you know some more people. and by helping them, you make more money. Again, those, it doesn't matter where you are. So as a senior associate, once that person levels up to senior associate, and you're helping their new people go to senior associate, okay, that senior associate will get a $20 override when their new associates level up, okay, or when they market a plan. So there's a lot of incentives when it comes to the compensation plan to help people. This is, we're servant oriented. We're here to serve people. We're here to help people build their business and protect people. There's other incentives that the company has in place as well, not just financial. We have incentive trips that the company allows us to earn on a yearly basis. The next trip is in Maui. And I know for anyone that recruits a brand new associate with a membership between January 11th and January 20th, which I believe is next Thursday, your name goes into a hopper and they're going to pull out a name and somebody's going to win a round trip airfare, a round trip ticket, a round trip to Maui for 2. Airfare, hotel, and everything is included. So that's very, very exciting. What this is Performance Club, and that's how you earn these trips, by being in Performance Club. But that's a separate little thing there between the 11th and the 20th. You don't have to be in Performance Club for that. But to earn these trips normally, you have to be in Performance Club, which requires you to protect about 2 to 4 families a month with our membership. That will get you into Performance Club. You have to sell, it's either $100 in premium to be a Performance Club or $200 in premium, which puts you in Performance Club Pro. I've been in Performance Club for 207 months. That's like 17 years, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. It's a long time. And that's been all on a part-time basis, okay? I will tell you, there's bonuses that you can read. Well, it says right here, earn monthly bonuses up to $500 a month, as long as your persistency is good, and you can qualify for these vacations all around the country, the globe. I've been to Jamaica twice, Cancun probably 6 times, Maui once. I'll be going back this year. And just some phenomenal vacations. I'm in that picture in the pool somewhere. I actually have a picture of me and Steve Hoisington. We were on one of the Cancun trips when he caught a big 6-foot sailfish. That's a whole great story. We'll talk about it at the event, around the event. But that's how I met Steve, quite frankly. And that's why these trips are so cool, because you get to hang out with the makers, the people that are doing the business the right way in all these exotic locations, really just having a great time. So what I want to do, we have testimonies that we're going to bring up. I'm going to pause the presentation just for a second. And we have a few people in the room that have had success with Legal Shield. And I think it's important for you to hear from their point of view some of the success that they've had. So I'm going to bring them up. And then after that, I'm going to come back and just talk about what it takes to get started with our business opportunity. So let's bring up our testimonials.
All right. Thank you. Like I said, my name is Ryan, and my background is real estate. And in the real estate market, you had to sell a new property or find a new customer every single month. And the thing I hated about it was there was no residual income. So I knew that my future was going to be having to do real estate for the rest of my life. That's why you see some real estate agents with, business cards, and they have their college picture, even though they look a little older than their college picture. And that's why I found Legal Shield to be such an asset, because I could build a business that would pay me forever. We've had the membership for 15 years. So I just want to let you know, I had 4 teenage drivers, and we had about 8 traffic tickets in the 15 years, none of which hit our record, which means our insurance always stayed low. We don't have any points on our record from the 8 tickets that we've had, thanks to Legal Shield. I'm going to introduce a couple of people that are going to come on and share their testimony. The first young lady is so phenomenal. She must be doing something right, because she's our newest Millionaire Club member, Miss Deanne Bell.
Thank you, Ryan. Yes, $1 million. But when I started this business, I was a court reporter, owner of a court reporting firm, and just a machine, writing what people say and getting burned out and looking for something else. When my neighbor around the corner shared the same information with me. And when I looked at the membership, I knew that everybody in America needed this. They just didn't know about it. So by faith, I joined and worked hard. And I knew that over the course of time, my memberships, the residual income would grow, and my teams would grow, and that would mean financial freedom. And we're getting there. So I am rock solid Legal Shield.
All right.
About to stand on the X?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I know, I watch Wile E. Coyote, so I worry about that X stuff. My name is George Wilkinson, and my background is corporate America, where I had the corner office, the window, the alarm code, the keys, the expense account, the car. I had arrived, and then I was broke at a higher level. Legal Shield was shared with me about 22 years ago, give me the opportunity to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. The most important thing is I have the time freedom and the income, but more of the time freedom to be able to spoil every one of my grandkids to where they love me more than their own parents. And I've got all 13 of them brainwashed right now. So I absolutely love Legal Shield.
All right, I'm Steve Hoisington, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been involved with Legal Shield now for over 20 years. I got started when I was a college kid at the University of Washington. I was a grave digger. That was my last job, and I wanted to get out of that job. So needless to say, I started this very business very part-time, was making some pretty good income. Within a few months, I was able to quit all my jobs, and today this is all I've been doing. I've been a stay-at-home dad for over 20 years. That's my favorite thing. So I love Legal Shield, and I started part-time. So if you're looking at this, if you're a guest today, we have a system that you can absolutely do. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I get to bring back our guest speaker who's been obviously showing the compensation and the wonderful world of Legal Shield for a long time now. And right when he finishes, we're going to take a 5-minute break out there in Zoom land, a 5-minute break, just to answer questions with your guests. Get any information you answered with the people you know that invited you. That makes sense. Don't ask your brother who's home on the couch for any information. Ask the people that invited you. And with that, and then we'll come back and we'll do some recognition and some other great things. So Mr. Chip Humphrey, take it over.
All right. Great job. I just learned something from the testimonials. 8 children, 13 grandchildren. The population's exploding out here. Yes, and people need our services. So when, and I think hopefully we did a good enough job where you understand the services that I explained and the business opportunity, because it's worth it. And I'm going to do a training a little bit later on really why it's important and why it's worth your time to get involved with us. But when you start your own business with Legal Shield, we encourage you to start part-time, like I did. This is not a business where you have to quit your job. This is something that you can do while you're doing whatever you're doing. Our system is set up to get started part-time. So we encourage you to get started right away. This is a work from anywhere, not just from home. You can work from the beach, the mountains, wherever you are, you can work our business. It's a willable book of business. So, 20 years of residual income, you can pass that book of business on to your children or your grandchildren. All right. 20 years, like I said, residual income. And then the bonuses, the Fast Start training class, we have ongoing training. So we're not going to just bring you on board and say, good luck. No, we have ongoing training to help support you, to teach you how to do the business, not just the Fast Start training class to get you to the next level and to take advantage of that $1,000 in bonuses that's on the table for you, but also ongoing weekly training, alignment with a sponsor and a personal mentor to help you do your business the right way. You get all of that for a one-time fee of only $50, okay? $50 to be an associate. When I got started, it was $249. In the last several months, it's been $99. At the beginning of the year, it's a special $50 one-time fee as long as you have the legal plan or the ID Shield plan or both, okay? There's also Legal Shield Advantage Plus subscription, which is $24.95 a month. However, the first month is free. This is the smartest way to do your business, and it's optional, but I highly recommend it because this gives you the 2 apps that you need to do your business, the Prospect by Legal Shield and the LS Engage, and allows you literally to do your business from anywhere that you are, okay? So a $50 one-time registration fee, and you're on board with Legal Shield. So the legal plan, this is just a special builder special. That was last month. We're going to go past that one. So talking about the timing. Well, let me go back. I'm not sure how to end that. Stop. I'll stop sharing. Yeah. All right, we're going to go back to it. When I talks about the timing in the marketplace, I told you that when I got started, we were at 0.2% market penetration. Now we're just about at 3% in North America, which means 97% of families do not know about our services and do not have our services. That's like fishing in a lake where all the fish are hungry. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those lakes where you have to hide to bait your hook because they'll come out of the water to get it almost. okay? And again, it's just educating people. People do not know about our services, and people have ongoing legal situations. They don't have their wills done. They have teenagers that drive in the family. They're signing contracts and documents, and there's all kinds of confusion around the pandemic and work, okay? So people need our services. We just have to go out, reach out to them, find them, educate them, and then help them come on board. Because like I say, or like they say, when a market or industry reaches 2% market penetration, critical mass can be achieved. It's just like the cell phone industry and anything else. Once it gets to 2%, boom, it explodes. It becomes common sense to the masses. And that's why you're in a position to benefit from it and take advantage of the massive growth that's in front of Legal Shield and PPLSI. So I want to thank everybody for coming.